We also live under capitalism, so for us to try to really like rationalize doing these things under communism is crazy because we live with the freedom to like choose.
Right, but that's like speaking about
other
any
places that have been like remotely like untouched by society where like they don't clock into jobs and the women have babies, they like someone's a cook, someone's a nurse, someone's a midwife. Like there's societies where that's like no one's forcing this person to like be the nurse or be the medicine man or whatever, but we're speaking from like a place where we can go out and like we know there's people who make like $30,000 a month or whatever. We're speaking from like a very of course we wouldn't be able to like rationalize communism.
For you, under communism, would someone who requires significant educational achievement, academic achievement, for example, somebody who wants to be a brain surgeon, would they somehow live better under communism than the person that doesn't want to do anything? Or would it would be totally equal? Because then what is the incentive to like, or let's say a physically laborious job which is damaging to your body, what would be the incentive if you had the option to not work,
right. That's what
to go spend this time?
Some people just like helping other people.
Is that
and I
enough
know that's like the
motivation?
most cliche. Yeah, it's hard because in this society, like people want something out of it. I asked my dad, "Will you go to therapy?" He goes, "What's in it for me?" Like, you know, that like society is, especially in America, like, well, what am I gonna get out of it? But I truly believe with my corny little heart that there's people out there that just want to be like, I'll help my neighbor, or you know,
but
I'll do the right thing.
Don't they do that now then?
Right, we still have a choice.
Yeah, but do they do that now? Because if they do that now, then what do you need communism for anyway? If that's just the natural inclination of everybody to do what's nice and neat to everybody.
If more people could afford to do the right thing, I think more people would. But sometimes doing the right thing isn't always affordable.
Who can't afford to do the right thing?
Like not everyone can afford to like give the homeless man change, or not everyone can like give someone a sweatshirt off their back.
But if you can't afford to give a homeless man change, and so you haven't done the wrong thing. So the thing is when you're talking about the right thing, you're saying, I just believe in my heart that basically everybody really wants to do the right thing.
Yes.
Then in capitalism, is everybody basically doing the right thing?
Grid One Motorsports donated $200. Under communism, no free college, no free speech, no free anything. No idea why people think communism is somehow going to be this existence where they do nothing they do not want to. Grow the F up.
Yeah, I'm just saying the people's nature shouldn't change between communism and capitalism. What would be the change in the nature?
Survival,
changes.
Literally, like I've been homeless before, and when I've been homeless, my instinct that's increasing day by day, and there's people that don't even have $500 in their bank account for a rainy day.
Wait, I've got a question. You guys all have what's going on? What?
Oh, it's just hard for me to sit for such a long time. I'm back. Can I be in the back
Nickelodeon donated $200.
Can I move in the back?
One day in my communist utopia, Jennifer Lawrence will be my wife, and you women would stop saying such absurd things. And Myra would grab Brixton by the hair and throw him against the wall.
Oh.
One day.
Okay, all right. Nickelodeon, thank you very much. There's another one that's about to come in, so I'm just waiting for it. It's just one after the other. Thank you, Nickelodeon. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Grid One. Thank you, Modest Hakama. That's about to. Oh, Flame Life. Thanks for the gifted 5 memberships. Hold on, it's about to trigger. One sec, guys. Yo, Flame Life. Thank you, dude.
Modest Hikima donated $200. Do you really think you would thrive under panel when on a third date and I ask what is your view on the conflict in the Middle East? What is your answer? If Brixton redirects, he loves Hamas.
Just trying to.
I mean, I don't think anyone would survive under current communism in other countries and how we've painted out communism to be. And conflict in the Middle East is different to everybody, you know. I think there's a way that there's weirdly a neutral side. I have friends that are very free Palestine, and I have friends that will like take a bullet for Israel, and I can somehow land in the middle. So
question for you. So in communism, and look, this is not a topic I'm particularly well versed in, but in communism, let's say nobody wanted to do a certain job, would there be an authority that would force people to do a certain job? Like, let's say there was a necessary job that just had to be done.
I think by nature, people would eventually see how bad the problem's getting and then bond together to fix it if it really got that bad.
But what if nobody wanted to become like a brain surgeon or something?
I mean, in this situation, we're
Saint_Easy
fucked.
donated $200.
Oh, thank you, Saint Easy.
Kiki, as much as I try to fight it, I'm no match for you. You've won my heart, now and forever.
Okay. Thank you, Saint Reezy. Appreciate it. We have Grid 1 coming in here. Question related to... Hold on. It's Grid 1's about to come. Nick, really... Guys, go to twitch.tv/whatever. Oh, wait, too late.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. Last on the subject, communism sucks the life out of everything it touches. If you cannot handle money or make money, is your fault. The opportunity is there for all. I grew up dirt poor, now I am not.
Now he's not. Grid 1. There you go. And same for Andrew. Question for you guys. Under communism, and I don't know, maybe some of you don't want communism, I don't know. All of you do OnlyFans, correct? Under communism, would you continue would you do OnlyFans under communism?
Would you be able to?
Sword Liz. Would you want to? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, I
still do. You don't make money from it, right? Would you? I don't think you'd make money.
Well, I'm not.
So
I'm
all
not
the
a communist,
OnlyFans would
so.
just be. Would it just be free? There's like no charge for the OnlyFans.
I mean, yeah, I guess if that's something I really like enjoyed doing to that extent.
Thank you for
I
that.
right now just see OnlyFans as like a job and not so much like, oh, this fun thing.
Okay.
How much porn do you think would be reduced?
What do you mean?
It would be.
Like,
I don't do porn on
be like
OnlyFans.
1% left of it or less. Like,
not everyone does porn on OnlyFans though.
no, I'm not even
do
talking
that.
about just.
Wait,
no
under
effort.
communism, is it like only jobs that have some sort of?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
doing OnlyFans. Probably would that really exist under communism? Would it really? It's
I mean,
not
if
really
you
a
just
necessity.
really
think-
love
Would makeup would there be no makeup? Because like there's
there'd
not
probably
really
be makeup. There is makeup
For
Yeah,
like,
but
preps-
who wants to make it?
Americans.
Like, who
Preps
wants to
for,
go to
like-
the chemical plant to make women's makeup?
They don't have to make it. I mean, you could do it with berries or
berries.
like natural
That's
dyes.
what they used to do.
Oh shit!
Like, what do you think Native
I didn't know
Americans
that.
used to do? Like, it's not just for like, oh, men's
Yeah, but who's
gays.
gonna get all the berries for you to put it all over your face?
Go outside.
Why don't I go fucking do it? Fortune the.
Let's go.
Well, I mean, if you live in the
Forge in the
middle, like, let's
forest.
pretend you live in the middle of the city. Like, where are you gonna get your fucking berries for your makeup? You know what I mean?
You probably.
Do you
wouldn't
think
care
that a minute ago you said that it's the way that communism is happening?
Oh my god! Thank you, Modest. Thank you. Go
The way
ahead.
that communism is happening in other countries,
Yeah.
wouldn't you tend to believe that that would be the way it would continue on? Like, why would it be different in your communist utopia?
Well, I think there's just a lot of like things backed up politically in all those different countries that have communism.
Right, but why would they be different in yours? And how?
Because I think communism isn't just about like putting the power in like one. Like when I see other communist countries, even though it's supposed to be like for the people, you usually see like one kind of like dictator or something.
But why? Like, why is it like that?
Politics, eugenics, racism.
I'm just asking because
Well, no, it's like that because the reason you always have to have a strong man, you have to have force in those nations, is because they have to compel services of people who would not
Right.
ordinarily give them unless they were paid. That's why. That's why you always have a strong arm authoritarianism inside of communism to the point of ridiculousness, is because how do you get medical services from people who don't want to give them to you unless you pay them? Like, how do you do that without compelling them to do it?
My friends that are nurses don't want to be like.
The thing that
Digging
makes it
people up out
nice
of
to
a
be a nurse is that you get paid so much
Don't
money.
Right, exactly.
That's
That's what
the
I'm
thing
saying.
that people like about it.
Here, let's.
There
not
are no
everyone does
nurses
what
in
they
your
love.
communism.
Like, who wants to go wipe
Nobody
an
loves
old
that.
man's butt? Who
What
wants
about
to go wipe
what about
the old man's
janitors?
butt?
What about janitors?
No one likes to wipe old people's butt, but if it's something like you're talking about an obligation or a duty, then you do it. You just man the fuck up and you do it.
Right, an obligation or duty, but an obligation or duty is not a thing that you guys, when I asked everybody at this table, basically.
I feel like she only answered that question.
The same question. For obligation and duties, I think that your kind of threshold there is that you don't really think that there's that much in the way of obligation or duty in comparison to kind of the I don't even know if I can say it, so I'm just not going to, but whatever I would deem like degenerate behavior, right? You don't have any duty. Do you have any duty to not do any form of degenerate behavior? That would be the question.
So reasons not to do degenerate shit.
Yeah, and what degenerate means in this is without morals. It means without morals.
Loads.
Yeah, loads of stuff that you should move against.
I mean, reasons why I have those duties, or like, I mean,
okay.
I have godchildren. I don't have much family. Like,
now, if somebody doesn't want to do one of those duties, this is the question: would you make them?
I don't think you can really like make it. You can be disappointed. Then
inside of your paradigm, if we apply the same thing and say, okay, you think people have duties to do this, and then they don't, well, nothing gets done.
That's why we call it. That's why I'm calling it a utopia. Because do I think that will actually exist? No. If it was supposed to work the way what the framework is, and not the leaderships and the politics,
where everybody had to do the horrible job except you. Right? Everybody but you.
All right.
No. I feel like I'm the one to do the most horrible job.
Well, if we did have communism, would you take the job of working in the sewers?
If I had to.
If you had
to.
If I felt like the people in my village or town or wherever weren't like standing the fuck up.
$200.
Here,
the
after
shopping
this, I'm
cart
going to
is
move.
the
I'll move
ultimate
on.
litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. If you can't depend on PPA to return their shopping cart, how can you count on them to do right?
It's a good question.
That's very true.
I always put my
That
shopping cart
is
back.
true, Raven DT.
Well, it's capitalism that's
What we
preventing
need
them from
is
returning the shopping
Farha
cart.
to chip her up a little bit. Stop sulking in the corner there.
Are there still cookies on the table? I'm kind of hungry.
You're hungry?
Are there still cookies
Yeah, I don't
available?